Hello! My chair is going down. Hi guys. Let's wait for a few of you to come in. Drop me a comment. Come and say hello. Hi Jenny. Hi Sarah. I will. No problems. Just give me a couple of seconds, Sarah, and I'll jump on in. Hello, hello. Pop me a comment. Say hello. It is late. It is late. Tonight is a late night session. My work day went a lot longer than I thought it would, and it was way too hot at work to do a live feed earlier, so it was like, so I'm doing it nice and late this evening. So guys, as you saw jump on, you'll see I've got scam alert, scam alert, scam alert written on the thing that's there. It's a massive issue at the moment. Whoever's doing live feeds or has any kind of whatever on their Facebook page, you've got people that are duplicating the accounts. Please don't accept friend requests, don't accept messages. When you report the profile, if you could report, it'd be great, but reporting the profile doesn't work. You've got to click on the photos that they're using, or the posts that they're posting, you know, those kind of things. Otherwise they just go, no, it's not a problem. Facebook is legitimately just going, no, they're fine to be doing what they're doing. Please do not. These guys will ask you for financial details. I would never do that. You know, those of you that have been here long enough know that sort of stuff, but for those of you that are kind of coming in and joining me, please do not respond to friend requests. I will not send you a friend request. Messages, I will not message you first trying to scam a reading out of you. Okay, I get enough work than having to go chasing for it. So with that said, let's get started. Guys, just remember, no pregnancy, no legal, no health questions on the live feed. I just want to start back up with the comments here and start with Sarah. So guys, I'm going to pull you a general reading unless you ask for something specific. If you would like to know something specific, ask a specific question. Other than that, Jenny, I will jump to you next too. Alright, let me focus. So I'm using my deck, guys, which you'll see published soon. Alright, so when I'm pulling your cards, you've got your jump card, which is about letting go, and it's about letting go of the things that bind us. It's the things that hold us back. It's those little fears. It's the, oh, should I's, and then we start to think, you know, what happens if this or this person, and just, you know, but on a bigger scale, because like obviously it'll impact situations as we go along, but I kind of want you to sort of sit back and have a look on a grander scale of, you know, in my life, these are the things that hold me back as far as our own challenges, and just, you know, take a few minutes to sort of allow yourself to address it, because then a healing can come in. And healing is about, healing can be such a cliche word, oh, I'm healing, you know, but healing is so much more than that, and it's about being patient but allowing the healing to come in, because to allow ourselves to heal, especially when other people around us are holding that anger or resentment as well. And, you know, if we let go of it, they're like, oh, how can you not be cranky? And it makes it really hard to process. So just be mindful around you, because the things that are holding you back, like when I follow your cards, you've got the betrayal card, you know, the wolf in the sheep's clothing. Trust what your gut is telling you around. It's, you know, things aren't always, people don't always have your best interests at heart. Sometimes, even though seemingly they do, what they're actually feeding is their own needs and fears and things like that. So you've got the detox card that comes out, and this one is the one with the volcano. So it's about something that's been sitting there for a long time, something that you haven't been addressing, okay? And it is time to think about the volcano that sits there, and it can sit there dormant for such a long time, and it's, for all seemingly accounts, you know, a beautiful sight, but then it can erupt, and it will erupt at some point, and the devastation can be quite catastrophic. And that's what happens if we sit and let things fester and fester and fester and fester. Okay, so just a little bit of food for thought for you. Let me see what happens if you go. So yeah, stay strong, look at the bigger picture, don't procrastinate, take a moment. It's frustrating, I'm doing you a quick read, but yeah, but you're getting caught in your own head a little bit. So what you need to know most for yourself is self-denial and self-sabotage is just going to keep bringing you around in cycles, okay? So have some patience. Good things come to those that wait. Knowing life shit happens. And that's just about sort of going, you know, yeah, shit happens and I've got to do my best to move through with it. When you do all that, your final card is a transformation. Alright, blossoming into true self. So a little bit of work to do, but I promise you it'll be well worth it. So that is what I have for you, and thank you very much for joining me. Alright, Jenny. Let me just give the cards a bit of a shuffle. So guys, just as I am giving the cards a bit of a shuffle, and for those of you that are jumping in, please do not respond to friend requests, please do not respond to messages. I will never message you for a reading, I'll never send you a friend request, you know, and solicit things. It's not happening. There's lots of fake accounts going around, and unfortunately some people are being taken in by them, and so I just can't stress it enough, because at the end of the day, I put a post on my Facebook page today. I hadn't even done a live feed this year, and straight away I've got like 20 messages in my inbox, and you know, 15 messages in my PM thing. It's there, so I need you guys just to ignore it. If you're going to report it, I absolutely appreciate it. Reporting the profile will do nothing. You need to report the photos that they're using or the posts that they're sharing, otherwise Facebook goes, don't give a rat's. So yeah, okay, so just can't stress it enough, please. Alright, Jenny, let me focus. You know, Jenny, what I want to say to you as well is I feel like it's kind of been this pattern of, I want to be mindful with my words, because what I feel in it is that you're putting in the time and the effort to move yourself forward, and it's like, I feel like this has been going on for like the last 3 or 4 years. It's like we go that far and then life kind of gets in the way, and it's not that you're not doing everything right, it's that you're putting yourself aside so that other things can get done or other people's needs can be met. And it's like you get so far and it's like boom, get so far and it's like boom. And I feel like now you're starting to recognise those parts of yourself that are sort of sitting there and going, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. And it doesn't mean that we're necessarily like ready to go, oh, I'm going to fix all that. It generally sits as like this weight on our shoulders, this naggy little voice in the back of the head that says, you know, you can do better. And so I just want to sit with you, because when I was shuffling the cards, Jenny, I kept getting like this really nice energy about what can come in when we put those things in place. It's like, now is the time where that energy is going to fall into place, where you can do this, and you can do that, and those things are going to come together. And as I said, I feel like this isn't something new, it isn't something that you've just thought about, it's something that you've been working on, or at least really been sort of thinking about to a great access in your head for the last, as I said, like 3 or 4 years. Even if it's that strong notion of I'm going to go and study, or I'm going to go and do this, you know, those things are going to fall in place for you very shortly. And it's what I keep getting running through my head is that you're not going to have any excuses. And it's nice, because I love excuses. Excuses are wonderful things that allow me to procrastinate. We don't like to procrastinate. Alright, I'm running out of breath because I'm talking so fast. Can you hear me? Okay, so when I pull your cards, you've got the balance card. And again, that's what I want to talk to you about, just keeping the balance between what you need for yourself and what you want to share with others, and you know what others need around you, but just bringing that balance a little bit more into play so that you're more recognised within that, and focusing on the bigger picture, doing things that are the good decision for today aren't necessarily the things that are going to serve us tomorrow. So make sure, you know, as you do make these movements over the next couple of months, I was trying to say movements and months at the same time, keep that in mind. Is this taking me where I want to go? And be open to embracing the change. Change can be scary, and even being more successful can be scary, because it changes the dynamics around you, and sometimes you sit back and you like almost can't believe it, and so yeah, all of these things come into mind. But those are the kind of changes that I want to put around you. I feel like there's just that opportunity now where things can go click, 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 click. You get to sit there in the mirror and go, I did that. So allow yourself that time and space. Everything's going to fall into place, and I just feel like now is that time that you really need to focus and enjoy the ride. So Jenny, thank you very much. Alright. I don't realise how fast I talk until I can't breathe. I'm just going to catch up with the comments and then back a little bit. Once the comments literally just go like that, and so please don't go dum dum dum, but yeah, feel free to Janine. Happy New Year. It is a nice new year. It's going to be a good year. Not without its challenges, but it's going to be a good year. I feel like this year is all about the attitude. All about the perspective. We've had enough time to sit back and reflect and learn, that's for sure. Alright, Janine. You got a nice energy too. I want to say things around work are going to settle for you with an improvement in place. It's like I've been sitting back and almost just waiting for things to settle so that this and this can happen, and it's just a really nice clean energy. And I want to say to you over the next 3 months, if not at that 3-month mark, that I feel like you're going to have some really nice clear insight about that. It's like I keep feeling a weight lifting off my chest, not necessarily off my shoulders but off my chest. And it's interesting, I wonder if it's a new job. I want to say to you, yeah, if you're looking for a new job, very much so the energy is in there, and if that flow up into that, what I said initially to you, is there, then it's a different role as well. Your cards, so you've got the support card that's there, which talks about feeling you are not alone, and in that context, that's what I see in my mind. I see people coming and gather around you, people that you were starting to think weren't necessarily advocating for you, have been, you know, but they're the kind of people that just do it silently. They don't need the world to hear it, but they've got your back. In that, you've also figured out who hasn't, and so it's time to clear out the stables. And you'll see, like, you see that shovel of poo-poo? Out with the old and in with the new, okay? And following that straight up, you've got the completions card, which is much like the tower card. It's like one door closes and another one opens, but that completion isn't without emotion. You know, it's generally quite abrupt. What I always see in that card, though, is the bush. I see it after a bushfire, and I see it when you drive past several weeks later, and all those beautiful green shoots are coming out against the black trunks, and it's a beautiful sight, and the forest needs regeneration, and so that's what that completion is. You know, as one door closes, another one opens. So take a chance. Nothing changes if nothing changes. It really is time to stand in your truth, your honour, and your awareness. And when we do that, you're moving on towards better things. And it's nice, as I said, I really get a strong work energy around it, but I feel like it's about also taking power back with yourself. And so and it's not about standing up ever with power, but being more heard in the relationships. I feel like there's a little bit of imbalance around the personal relationships that are there, and it's like you're being cut off, you know, and I want to keep that in context because I can feel that there's love and understanding and care in these relationships, but I feel like when I'm trying to speak, I'm not necessarily being heard. But I feel like you're starting to kind of navigate that better and also allow yourself the time and space to speak. This is connections to like family and close personal relationships as well. It might upset the apple cart a little bit, but they can't deny what you're saying. And so I feel like it balances quite nicely thereafter, okay? So I hope that all helps, Janine. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It's been a pleasure to read for you. All right. Need a drink. Beautiful. There's a couple there I'm going to grab on too. So alright, so again guys, if I'm missing you, please feel free to comment more than once. If you are here, do me the favour of leaving me a thumbs up or a love heart. It helps with my algorithm. Oh, yeah, what I forgot to do. Sorry Milo, I'm focusing, but if I don't say it, I'll think about it. I forgot to put in the discount code. The discount code is January. It'll give you a 25% off of the services with me, so reading, Reiki, those sort of things. I haven't put it in yet. As soon as I finish the live feed, I'll do it. Okay? So just January. Just January. I created the banner for it. I'll put it up in a second. Alright, now let me focus. I want to say to you, Miller, that there's a separation of a relationship that's going to come in play with you over the next couple of months. And it almost feels abrupt. It's not like it comes out of the blue, but it feels quite abrupt. I see a male with it, but I don't necessarily want to say a partner. And if it is a partner, then that relationship's a lot more strained than what I'm picking up. Okay, so I just want to give that to you because as I'm focusing on you, that's what I get. And then look, at the end of the day, it's something that has to happen as well. So I don't necessarily want to pass that on as a negative message. It needs to happen in a positive way, even though it's challenging. Alright, so when I sit with your cards, you've got the Take a Moment card. So gratitude and rest are needed. And what I always talk about with gratitude, it's not about sitting back and going, oh, I need to be grateful, I've got a roof over my head and da-da-da. It's about the gratitude. Being able to look out over the world and see the beauty in the simple things. You know, I always say it though, like the tree against the sky. I love the green of the tree and the blue against the sky. The wind and the feel of it on your skin. Those simple little moments in life, that's what gratitude is. And when we get ourselves to a point where we can sit and just hold a few moments of gratitude, it allows our body a moment of rest. But biologically, our bodies can't hold a negative while we're sitting in a place of gratitude. It literally does something to our very core. And so it's like you need some time out, you know, just to rest and just to be able to be with yourself. Just be able to be with yourself. Letting go of the things that are holding you back. And again, these are binds that are there, and it's hard, but I feel like sitting in that space and in that time with yourself, you're going to feel it deep enough to know it's the right choice, okay? And again, you've got the bigger picture card there, so it's about making decisions for the long term, beyond today, because doing things that are easiest for today are not going to serve you for tomorrow. You'll find yourself in 6 months' time still trying to step forward, okay? Because we keep making short decisions instead of the bigger, harder ones. So when we do that, we need to recognise shit happens. I get that. Beware of the deception and betrayal. Beware of people's words. You've got the freedom card though that comes in, which is about release, self-love, determination. The external conflict card that's there as well. So those two cards together, there. You already know. You already suspect. And even though I want to talk about one person that's there, when on these two cards, it belongs to a group. Okay, so just trust your gut. Keep me in context, but trust your gut. Nice, okay. So, be mindful of self-sabotage, the Take 5 card. Again, I just feel like you really just need to breathe. You feel, heavy. There's nice love and support around you. Being able to let people in. I'm sure sometimes when it's hard to know who to trust around you, we can feel a little bit like that. But doing that work, letting go, making the choices that we need to, you get the New Beginnings card, you get the Transformation card. So what you need to know most for yourself is that there's some heartache coming up, as I've said, challenging matters of the heart. With it comes growth, but the beautiful tree of life, okay? Self-awareness, opportunity, potential. Be patient, and stand strong, alright? But, that's that, stand strong. And that's why I got the writing there. You got this, so you got this. Alright, lots of clearing out tonight in the readings, but it's that time of year, isn't it? So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that helps. Peggy, I wanted to jump onto you. I do see you moving. But it's not how or what you expected. You know what it's like? It's like there's this pressure sitting there now, and it's either that I don't necessarily want to move, or that I feel like what I'm going to get, it's not going to be as good. But when I sit and flip to it, I want to smile. There's a really nice energy that's there. So this move will be a positive one, and I feel like where you end up is actually prettier than what you expected. And it's, for whatever reason, I'm seeing nature and stuff like that around me, and I know that's probably contextual. But I do want to say that I'm sitting in time. I keep wanting to say 3 or 4 months. The 4 months is hotter. I want to say, why am I wanting to help? Because it's not what you expected it to be. It's not what you're expecting it to be. That I keep coming back to that's there. And even when I try to find the time frame, it's like there's a resistance that's there. I want to say to you too, that's there, as with any kind of energy, if we set things in motion and we throw a lot more energy to it, it's obviously going to move faster, okay? And if we pull back from it, it's obviously going to go slower as well. I feel like you're getting moved along though, regardless, and so roll with the energy of it, because it's going to give you a better energy. And if it has to be before that time, like throw it into it. Like it's funny, you can see, like I'm even getting like really hot when I sit in that energy. It's got a lot of energy around it. Take control of the situation is what I want to say to you. You're going to have a much more better outcome than if you don't. Okay? That's what I want to say. Feels really peaceful. I keep saying the gardens, and now I'm thinking about houses. I was just looking up at not that I'm moving to Springwood, but I was looking at Springwood house. Some pretty gardens up there. I've succumbed to the rental crisis. I've lived in my house for about 3 years, but my landlord's figured out he can get an extra like $200-300 a week rent, and so they've evicted, given me 90 days. Thanks. All right. Keep going on. So guys, just before I do jump on, I am going to just, again, because the numbers change, please don't respond to messages, friend requests, anything at all. I will never ever solicit you for a reading, okay? You guys will always approach me first. That's the way it's supposed to be. They always will spell the name even just a little bit different, so you've got to be savvy. It's Facebook, there's scams and such, like things like that everywhere. Never ever ever give these guys your financial information. Ignore them, please. The code for January, so enter the code January and you'll get 25% off of your reading. I have forgotten to put that in. I will do it as soon as the live is finished, so say from tomorrow morning, even though it will be on tonight. Enter the code January at the checkout and you'll receive 25% off of your reading. Alright, let's get back to it. Yeah, I know, but you know, just keep in the faith. It'll all be cool. It'll all be cool. Sure. You know what, guys? Don't worry, I'm only taking one layer off. But I'm getting uncomfortable. Get quite hot when you do readings, and the aircon's not being very gracious to me. Alright. So when I was shuffling your cards the first time around, I lost a bunch out of them, and as I said, I stopped and took a breath and went, yeah, I'm hot, I'm going to take my jacket off. But even when I sit with your cards too, I find myself wanting to sit, and I feel like I'm sitting in doubt. And so what I want to say to you is, so even when I go to think, I'm very clouded. Take a little bit of time to snap routine around you. I feel like you're being very focused and very diligent to what you're doing at the moment, and it's like there's several things that's there. So your things it's all at once, and it's not about being able to catch a break or anything else like that. It's like even when the times that I can take a little bit of a breather, there's still so much else to do that I sort of just sit and keep going. And you can see even when I sit in it, because when I sit and I put myself into your energy, that's what I want to do. I want to feel what you're feeling. And so when I sit and I halt, I know that there's a little bit of clouded that's there. Just take a day just to laugh and chill and be that beautiful, wonderful personality that you are, and give yourself that time. And sometimes we think that, you know, taking a rest or taking a break slows everything down, but it doesn't. That's where we find our rejuvenation, and in our fun is where our creativity is born as well, you know. So just, yeah, tell the world, hey guys, I'm checking out tomorrow, give me 5, I need to breathe, and just allow yourself a little bit of time and space. And I just feel like it gives you just enough of that energy that you're looking for and what you need, and you're able to move forward. Alright, when I pull your cards, so you've got the intention card that sits there, okay? So where does yours lay? So what we talk about with intention is the same thing. If we're looking forward about things that we've got to do, and we're worrying about what could go wrong, worrying about, you know, if things are going to be done on time, if this person's going to like this, we're throwing so much intention and so much energy on what can go wrong that generally that's what's going to manifest itself. Energy goes where energy flows. So allow yourself the joy and the excitement and the feeling of appreciation and of accomplishment of seeing these things done. You know, allow yourself the excited energy of seeing them complete, because then that energy is what's going to get thrown there. Troubles will arise. Challenges will always be there. We can sit and worry about them till the cows come home, but we're better off just being prepared, but then allowing ourselves just to move forward and sit as they arise. Take 5. As I said to you, I feel like you need to take a breath. Like when I talk too fast. You've also got the internal conflict card, which talks about just being caught in your own thoughts. And, you know, we go back and forth. Should I, shouldn't I, what do I need to do? Be open to embracing the changes that come. And, you know, the changes that come within when we change our intention is feeling more relaxed, feeling more energized even. And it's amazing when we allow things to flow, how easy things do move. And so just allow that. Procrastination gets you nowhere. So, you know, creating delays to avoid action. The uncertainty, of course. Okay, we've already seen that. Time to call on your strengths, even though you're a little bit frustrated. And with that, you see the prosperity card. So it's nice. So again, it's just addressing that where you are, putting things into place, allowing yourself where to sit. Where's your cards going? Nice. Okay, so you got the Where Are You card there, which again just asks you to sit back and just see where your energy is flowing. Just allowing yourself, again, just that little bit of time. There's probably been people that have let you down, a little bit of frustration. There's been some delays that are there. Letting go of what no longer serves. So what you need to know most for yourself, okay? There's a nice connection there with relationships, so draw on the strengths around you. Stand strong in yourself. All the cards are coming back to yourself. That's what that reading is. Spirit, there's always a nice card that talks about spirits around you looking after you. When I made this deck, Spirit asked for a sign, much like a feather, a coin, all of those beautiful things. Who am I to say no to Spirit? And so that's their little sign, asking you to focus on your self-care. Alright, so I know there's a lot in that and I speak really fast, but I get a lot said very quickly. So, just be mindful, where energy goes, energy flows. Give yourself a little bit of a time just to regroup and literally create that time for yourself, okay? I just feel like it gives you the space of clarity and all the energy you need to keep moving forward, right to where you actually wanted to be. I hope that mouthful helps. Alright. Natalie, I wanted to grab onto yours because I want to say to you, and I know that it's open-ended, but I feel like it does literally come down to a choice. It's like if we keep our heels dug in on both sides, and it's not about like I'm not talking to you or you know, stubborn refusal, but even just keeping our heels dug in, afraid of just going, here's my heart, this is how I really feel, this is what I really want. You know, on both sides, and that interference that's been in the middle, that's there. So it's like, all right, we can both sit back and go, you know what, this isn't a too hard basket, or we can sit back and go, we really do want this to work. For us to sit back and go, we really do want this to work, I feel like there needs to be just that, yeah, all hearts on the line sort of stuff, okay? It sits as a choice right now. Just be mindful of cycles that come around as well. So like when it sits as a choice, as I said, like it has to be an open choice, like, yes, I want to be here, not, yeah, okay, I'd really like to give it another try. And that's you know, that's not what I'm talking about, and that's only going to lead you back to the same place that's there. It's a kind of all or nothing, and if that all or nothing can't be there, my advice would be to let it go, take the lessons from there. I do feel really nice energy around you with relationships though when I step into the second half of the year. So if I let this energy go that's there, I'm definitely sitting, I feel like July, August, as a meeting point, okay, not as a established relationship, but as a meeting point. So it's fine. Make sure you're just honouring yourself that's there. Again, it can be there, but unless it's an all or nothing situation, honestly, I feel like it's best to let it go. Make your own decisions, of course, always, if you should choose to. As I said, there is a really nice energy that sits there at the end of the year. That one's going to be a little bit different to you. It'll take you by surprise almost. It might even take you a second to realise what you're feeling. Allow yourself to be really open to new experiences, because that's where you're going to find it. Alright, so I hope that helps. there's a couple there. Donna, I will grab it onto you. And Tula too. I've seen your name come through a couple of times now. Can't quite see a message yet, but I can see your name and I'm drawn to you, and I know that you've commented. So I'll do you guys and then I'll catch up with the comments. Alright, Rhonda, let me focus. I want you to just pay attention to yourself and pay attention to how you're feeling and what you need to adjust and all of those kind of little bits and pieces that are there. I'm not trying to give you an underlying message. There's nothing in that. I'm trying to orchestrate my words around health because I don't do health readings on live. That's the first thing that I'm drawn to around you. Just like as far as it goes, it feels like you're quite a hard worker. So like if you're running through the day, for example, and you're hitting 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon and you find yourself quite hungry or, you know, a little bit sort of dizzy here or there or something else like that, just check in with yourself and make sure that you're eating, you know, where you need to, drinking water, and not just kind of ignoring your needs as you're busy sort of, you know, navigating the world each day. And that's all the context that I want to give it into. But it feels strong enough that I just want you to pay attention to it and, you know, those parts of your needs, basically, okay? And that's all I need to leave it at, I promise. Right, let me pull you some cards. Your back too. If you're finding that you're getting a really achy back all the time, do a little bit of core work. I think you'll find you enjoy it too. As much as you might not. Alright. Under. Okay. Nice. Okay, so you've got the internal conflict and you've got the worry and the doubt card. So internal conflict again, it's just being caught in our own thoughts a little bit, sort of perhaps going back and forth. Should I, shouldn't I, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. Worries and doubts. So I always say, look at it like a pie. If we look at it like, you know, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to worry about that, I've got to get that done. It feels like this overwhelming sense of, you know, everything. Whereas if we look at it like a pie and someone says to you, if you eat the whole pie, all your problems will be solved for the day. I can't eat the whole pie, I'll throw up. Cut it in pieces. Have a piece for morning tea, have a piece for lunch, have a piece for dinner, have a piece before you go to bed. And, you know, throughout the day, because you've proportioned it and taken everything as one slice at a time, you've actually gotten through it all. So as far as that side of things goes, it's there. Just have a look at it. You've got the Crossroads card, which talks about decisions and choices and direction. It was a nice energy when I put this card down. I feel like there's a decision and a choice, something that's for you. I feel like it's coming up. I keep wanting to go around the 2-month mark, but I feel like it's something you're already aware of. It may even be like do I want to go away or not? You know, got a bunch of friends that are going away or something like that. It's like, do I do it? Do I not? I want to say to you, do the do, okay? That's there. Do the do. Do the do. It's something for you that's there as well, because it's funny now, like I want to be creative and, you know, all of those kind of little bits and pieces that are there. Definitely take opportunities for yourself to do you. I want to say that a lot with you, and I want to laugh and see that you know what the energy is of it is. It's like things have been sitting a little bit heavy, and, you know, I get circumstances over the last couple of years and things like that, and so it's like now it's like, oh, I get to take this in, I get to take this, and I get to take this in, and just that I feel like a re-spark. I feel like I'm coming home with that silly smile on my face that I'm holding right now. So really just allow yourself to take opportunities to seize moments of enjoyment. They're going to pay off wonderfully. You've got the transformation card, which talks about blossoming into true self. You've got the procrastination card, so, you know, should I, you should, alright, do the do you. Lots of love and support, just, you know, again, calling on your strength to bring all that energy back. And then you get the beautiful prosperity card that's there. So what you need to know most, you are secure in your choices. You're not going to know everything about the choices that you need to make this year, okay? So the answers are blowing in the wind. There's lessons within. And that is exactly the energy of that card. sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, okay, and what we learn along the way. And so you're going to see a lot of that, and so that's why we've got the security card that's there. It's like, don't be afraid not to have all the choices as you do move forward. You're going to be okay. You've got the moving on card that's there, and yeah, just knowing certain ways around you right now aren't working, so it is time to kind of make that decision and instigate that change and just connect back in. And as I said, it really does make me smile when I sit in your energy of the reading. It's sparky, I feel fulfilled, I feel happy, I feel connected, I feel excited, I feel really nice. And so allow yourself that time and opportunity. Being happy isn't selfish, okay? Hope that helps. Alright, Donna. I'm one of those people that get songs in their head when I say words. So I had like, help me Rhonda, help me Rhonda. Donna, I've got, oh, I sit here sometimes and I'm like, Liz, shut up. But you know what, it's like, I'm in the energy, you get what you get. Alright, Donna, let me focus. A little bit more focus and self-discipline is going to serve you well, and there are answers to things that you thought weren't possible, okay? It's like, if I look at a puzzle, I'm looking at a puzzle and I'm like, ugh, I can't work it out. And then you like, sometimes you put it down, you come back up to it and you're like, ugh, how didn't I say that? It's that kind of energy when I sit with you. And when I talk about self-discipline and things like that with it, I don't want to say that it slacks. It's like, if we just put in that extra energy that's there, you're a lot more clever and a lot more strategic and analytical than sometimes you give yourself credit for. I think that you're like they say like a dog with a bone. Once you get something and you want to work it out, you stick with it and you stay with it until you do. And so those things that you kind of keep hitting brick walls with, even if it was sort of like, I tried doing that like several times and I just time to come back and readdress it. And I feel like it's those little things that are just gee, I've always wanted to do that, or I need to do this, or I need to be able to move forward with this. Just, yeah, they're big things, and so just enjoy the energy of it. Let me pull you some cards. Self-discipline and strategy will bring you the things that you think you cannot have. It's such a nice clear message, hey? Alright, so you've got the health card straight up. This card doesn't necessarily just talk about physical health, it talks about your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, all of those things combined, and it's just asking you to pay attention to the long term. And that can simply mean as well, just, paying attention to what is going to fulfill you, what's going to make you happy, what's in your way that you think you can't have. All of those things that are there. And when you take that time to sit and address it and take a chance, nothing changes if nothing changes, you're going to see that beautiful transformation that sits there. Okay, so it is, again, it's a really nice clear message. You've got a grandmother that comes in around you, and she's got quite a tell it how it is kind of thing. I want to say, the sweetness and everything else like that that's there with her, but very much so, she's like, I can hear her in my head, she's like, stop mucking around, your self-doubt holds you back. So just, take into account what I've said. There's a really nice energy that's there and a really nice strong clear message with it as well. So I hope all of that helps, and thank you for coming. Alright. Catch up to the comments. The two twos. I did know the twos. I've seen the ones that like spiritual connections and things like that, and so like when you see 111, 111 and things like that, the message is even stronger and things like that, because I realised I said that 3 times. The 222s is, I could sit and Google it, but I don't know why, because I'm seeing the 5s at the moment. 5s definitely mean change, and it's always big change for me. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be a big change for everyone else. 6s are about kind of looking and seeing. It's like put it in your face and it's going, what are you doing now that you're kind of just punishing yourself with, you know? For me it was around lugging all that stuff to the markets when I clearly should have just been sitting and doing readings at that time, but I kept lugging like freaking 1,000 kilos around everywhere, and I kept seeing 666s. So have a look, but there's some really nice insightful information on Google, which I know, you know, but have a look and see. They're generally quite insightful and will make sense. Alright, let me catch up with the readings. Oh, you're welcome, Donna. Lynette. Alright, so I'm here, guys, for a few more minutes before Lynette, just give me 2 seconds, sorry. What I want to say is, let me stop the message. Is one, again, please guys, do not accept friend requests, messages, they're going to be fake. You'll always see the name is misspelt. Sorry, my throat's dry, I've been talking like the clappers. Other than that, you're going to see 3 live feeds through the week. It's school holidays, and so those times and things like that will vary. At the moment, with the COVID numbers so high, I'm not going back to face just yet. But you can book via Zoom or via phone. If you use the code January, you'll get a 25% off. You're going to see something come up soon that's going to offer just 10-minute readings. So many of you go, oh, I just need a quick question, I'm going to have one day that's designated through the week. You can book like a 10-minute reading for $15, get your question answered. You can see I don't muck around when I do readings, so I'm not going to sit there and, you know, drag it out. You'll get the information that you need. It's a quick opportunity for you that's there. They will be released up later on in the week, but in the meantime, the 25% discount code is not going to apply to the 10-minute readings either, just so you're aware. But yeah, the code January will get you 25% off of the readings. I will have my books for sale too shortly. They are on Amazon at the moment, but I will have copies of them. The next thing to be published is either going to be the cards or the book, but anyway, I'm procrastinating now. Let me focus. Alright, and I'll talk for 2 minutes, so I'll give you another 2 minutes before I go. Alright, then, let me focus. A job. I feel like there's little jobs before a big job comes in, okay? I wonder if you're like linked up either with like a job agency or something else like that gets you, like, you know, you're working here for a couple of days, working here for a couple of days. If you're not, have to suss that out, because it could be a good tie over for you while we're waiting for that bigger job to come in, because I keep wanting to go spurt, and it's not start a job, oh my god, it's crap, I've got to leave. It's not that energy at all. It's just jumping with ease up until, okay? So I definitely want to say to you, if you're not attached to an agency or something that is offering temporary work, I want to advise that as a layover. I keep wanting to go, it's like it's 2, 3, 4, okay? And I want to say to you as well that this pop ties to that. You know, I keep getting taken back to when I worked for skilled engineering years and years ago. You know, I do a couple of days here, I do a couple of days there, and every now and then one of those jobs would have like a 3-month contract come up, or a full-time job come up, or, you know, that kind of energy. And all I'm sitting here watching as I'm trying to talk is my experience in that. And so I know my guides are trying to show me something that's there. So I feel like there's a little time. That's why I feel like I want to go 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, because one of these pops may actually extend out, which is going to change that time frame. It's not like from 2 months to 4 months it's dormant, okay? This energy needs to obviously be from you. So at the moment, if we're out and we're looking for this specific thing and everything else like that, I want to say to you, if you're comfortable enough, you always make your own choices, but broaden that. As I said, have a look at job agencies and little things. If you're already linked into that, and I'm not talking about like job agencies like, oh, you have to go look for a job. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about places like skilled engineering and things like that. If you're in Sydney, try skilled engineering. It's been years since I've worked for them, but yeah. And I did everything from like factory work to the really hoity-toity in the airport. I love that stuff. I digress, but I want to say broaden the horizons. If you're already linked into that, go and throw the energy back into it. I know sometimes when we've been trying to do something for a while and it's not working for us, there's a level of kind of despondency that can sit over it and start to, you know, even waver the energy. So, you know, shake everything off, go, right, we're going to make this move and happen. And I feel like within 2 or 3 weeks, you've actually got motion in the ocean that's there. So even if you're sitting and you've got like stuff in the works as well, as I said, 2 or 3 weeks I'm feeling motion in the ocean, okay? So I want to give that to you, but as I said, I am feeling just a little bit of pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, okay. Even if it falls into one thing, it's still going to be pop, pop, pop. So like for example, if you're like, okay, here's your job, but for now we need you going, as I said, I can't get away from that, but definitely motion in the ocean 2-3 weeks. Hope all of that helps. Take it on board, okay? I definitely feel like it puts that energy in place for you. Keep your vibes high. It makes a big difference. So if you've got things out there right now, see yourself getting them, see that energy manifesting it, okay, and keep the vibes high. There is a nice energy that's attached to it. So I hope that helps. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 more readings, guys. I will be back to do another live feed Friday night. I have to think what the day was. What is the day? Oh, it's Wednesday. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. Alright. Bella, will my move be successful? I'm so stressed out about it. Will my move be successful? It's not without its challenges, so kind of set out and go, you know what, moving sucks. Dead dog's nuts. It's so bad. So, you know, take that on board, because if we walk into something and go, oh, you know, everything's going to go great, rah, 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 and then you're like, you know, I'm picturing sweaty armpits and seeing ass cracks hanging out the back of removal stocks right now. Just, yeah, again, just, you know, make the choice to kind of breathe through things. I do feel, though, there is a little bit of muck around with that, so make sure, like, whoever you've got either assisting you, moving the physical, whether it's a hired company or hired help, or, you know, when I say hired help, family, friends and things like that, that they're actually going to, like, be there and do what they say. So if you've got a removalist, you know, make sure you've had a confirmation call the day before. I don't want to say, like, oh, yeah, they're going to let you down, but I do feel like there's an alter or a change, and if it is people that are coming in and helping, look, there's a lot of staff and a lot of people kind of going off at the moment, so, you know, just double check everything along the way. You know what's nice, but if I take myself to that night, it's done, everything's still sitting packed around, it feels nice. I can breathe and it feels good. The job is complete. So it will be successful, it will be stressful, it will suck dead dog's nuts, but at the end of it you'll feel very satisfied. So I hope that helps. Remember to breathe and just kind of go, yep, that's cool, alright, we can deal with that. Alright, Sarah, changes afoot at work, clarification needed, please. I feel like there's been a plan, and then, you know, an alteration or another plan, and then we're at this plan, and this is what's happening, but it's not, this is what's happening. So it's like we're going, not backwards, because this plan never come into fruition. Changes are afoot at work, and so it's there, okay, so it's almost like there's, I get words like grand plans, a lot of changes afoot. A lot of changes afoot, that's yours, thank you. Okay, so, a lot of changes afoot. What's happening? That's what it is. It's like, okay, we're going, let me use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for example, you know. First we'll do on Monday, then we'll do on Tuesday, and then we'll do on Wednesday. But we're not going to do Wednesday, we're actually going to do Tuesday, okay? If that makes sense, that's what I'm talking about. So we're not going backwards, we're just changing the plans to going back there. These are bringing in other changes. It's like this change is enabling other changes that are there. Go with the flow of it. There's going to be some nice opportunity that's there. There's some gyrating personalities I'm definitely feeling, and I feel like I've got a, you know, power trippers, blah, 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 blah. You know more than them, and yet they're trying to tell you what to do. All of those kind of bits and pieces. I don't necessarily want to make it a negative energy, but what I do want to say is with it is that if I can put that to the side, I will continue to move past that. Okay, so there's a really nice energy here for not necessarily, I'm not going on 6 months time you're going to get this and 6 months time you're going to get that. This feels like a place where you can actually have a nice longevity to, if we can get through what's here now. Obviously that's with being respected and things like that. Should you get annoyed and choose to move on, you will have another job before you choose to move on. Okay, so obviously you'll go looking for that job, but that job will come into place, so you won't find yourself with a gap. So if you're finding yourself needing to, then that option will sit there. Feels like much of a muchness, but otherwise, again, there is longevity that sits here, but I feel like I've got to get through for a pool of just chaos, controlled chaos. Okay. Nice. Your new beginnings card fell out. Yeah, so again, if I pull your cards, you've got the, it is time, so obviously there's changes and things like that are happening around you now. You've got the prosperity and you've got the answers are blowing in the wind. And that's what I said, that there's a lot of energy. I don't say a lot of energy, but there is when I pull the cards down about going, do I stay, do I go? And I just want to say to you, if you need to go, you're going to be fine and you'll actually move on quite happily as well. So just choose what is best for you, okay? But either way, I'm not feeling insecurity around you, and I'm not feeling the financial problems or anything else like that. Should you choose to leave, there's another job that sits in there already. Alright, I know that sounds a bit confusing, but it feels confusing, so it probably doesn't sound as confusing as what it does in my head, but I hope all of that helps. Clarification, it's not that you're not getting clear, it's that they keep chopping and changing their minds, and it's not going to settle for a while, and then I feel like whatever that is and settles and looks like just brings in that next wave. It's all about the next wave. And if they're not, I'm sure that you know about the next wave, but there's another wave coming after this one. It's bigger. Alright. Stay and put your wetsuit on. And every now and then bring your floaties. But I laugh because I'm just making a little bit of a joke. But honestly, the longevity that is there, it sits there as well. Okay, so I hope that does help. I can feel that it's a confusing situation. Thank you very much for joining me. Alright, last one for this evening. Nice. Oh, I did say I was going to read for you, Tula, didn't I? Sorry, and I will. And what a perfect message I get to put up to do it. Sorry for forgetting, Tula. You told me last year that my real estate agent wasn't doing anything to sell my investment home. 5 months. I've got a new agent and he got the contract in 2 weeks. Thanks to your change agent. Not thanks to me, I just helped you trust your own intuition, which is awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. And again, sorry, you didn't skip my mind, but you know what I'm like. Alright, Tula. Nice. It's like onwards and forwards now, isn't it? You're on to that next thing, which is good. I want to smile when I sit with that. I feel refreshed. I feel like you're going to make some wise, I want to use wise choices, because it does. It feels very solid. Okay. That's your jump card. Let's have a look. I just realised all the noises I've made. I haven't really been able to move my neck the last couple of days, so that was an effort. Alright. Nice, okay, so when I pull your cards, you've got the Be Positive card, which talks about your attitude is a choice, okay? So I want to say to you, go gung-ho and just really trust in the energy that is around you. I want to, when I look and I see as to what's coming, I feel good, okay? You've got the Freedom card that's there, which is release and self-love and determination, and it's freedom. You've got a little bit of frustration that sits there, but again, I feel like there's new endeavours, new challenges. You're probably a little bit like myself that enjoys the meat on the bone, so to speak, and so it's inevitable that you're going to have frustrations, but it's all good, if that makes sense. You've got the Joy card that sits there, and as I said, I feel really nice things around you. You've got the Heartache, you've got the Challenging Matters of the card, Out with the Old and In with the New. Now, when I do sit with these cards, I am quite connected to friendship around you, okay? This feels like it's connected to an older friendship. I don't necessarily want to say that we need to kind of pull it apart, but it's like things are out of sync enough that we need to just sort of take a step back, or you may find that they're taking a step back just because of what's going on, alright? I feel a gap in the relationship as opposed to more than closure. It feels like it's more so to do with, again, I'm not feeling cranky, I feel it in my heart is what my point is. You've got the completions, you've got the new beginnings, which is nice, obviously. Your jump card was the love card, okay, and this talks about truth, happiness, and desire. So it's not about smooching, I love you, it's about love and knowing yourself and standing enough in your wisdom and experiences to be able to really sit with the truth and the happiness and the desires of what love represents to you, okay? And so very much so you'll see, should you be open to it, a really nice improvement and coming in of love around with that. And current relationships you'll see improve, new relationships you want to see come in, you will see come in. I feel excited with that, and I feel a little bit like like I'm 15, you know, a bit giddy. And so I want to say, like, let that shyness and excitement and everything else like that, even if it is with a familiar, just open your heart and allow those, you know, of what can be to come in. So what you need to know most for yourself is self-denial will get you nowhere this year, because it's all about you. So you're moving on towards better things. A little bit of uncertainty, and just be mindful of your balance, all work and no play. I do want to say, as I continue pulling out your cards, I'm definitely feeling, again, just a little bit of rockiness around relationships, okay? If you've got, there's a relationship around you at the moment that is a little bit back and forth, I feel like things need to be said and have it all out. And even if that creates a minor disruption in the relationship, it kind of needs to happen so that we can step forward onto the other side of it, okay? Otherwise it just does drag out. I feel like there is someone that you kind of go, and that person needs to go, and I don't need to necessarily invest too much emotional energy into that, but my eye keeps drawing back to the poo on the shovel, and it's not in that context of the heartache that I was referring to. This is something different. This is frustrating. It's like, yeah, I've had enough of that person, you know. So just pay attention to that. As you move forward, it makes sense that the energy will shift around you, and it's going to move accordingly. So choices that you're making to do with yourself that are those invigorating challenges and, you know, financial bits and pieces and things like that are going to serve you really nicely and really well this year. So I hope that all of that helps. I hope all of that helps. Yep, okay. Nice. Alright guys. So I will be back on Friday evening. I will aim for 8 o'clock, but I haven't checked my diary yet, so I will do my best. But I will be here 3 times a week, guys. Please do not respond to friend requests. Please do not respond to messages that are scams. I will never ever contact you. If you would like to have a reading with me, book online through Click and Book Now on Facebook or on my website. Use the code word January, or message me a question. I will never... Oh, you need a reading? Okay. Absolutely do not need to do that. So just be wary, guys, please. It really... it's so frustrating, and I feel so bad to see it happen, but it really is out of my control, okay? So please do not do that. Alright guys, I notice it's 12 AM, so good morning to you. I hope you have had a pleasant evening, and I will see you all on Friday. Much love.